All right, let us commence. My sister, hwin, how are you today? Because I'm doing great. I feel fantastic. I feel outstanding. And you know why? Do you know why? Your brother, Moky Huynh, feels so fantastic, huh? Don't answer that. It's a rhetorical question. Just contemplate it, ruminate, let it simmer, and appreciate the moment, okay? Because today is our last discussion, our final discussion before you submit your 13-page persuasive essay. And why 13? Why 13 pages? Because 13 is lucky, okay? It's my lucky number. In fact, Friday the 13th has always been good to me. Like black cats. Whenever I see one cross my path, it's going to be a good day. Just like your essay. I can feel it inside my soul, my intuition. And like I promised, as I had promised, if you score an A, like A is an apple, like A is an astronomical, like A is an absolutely amazing, I will most certainly get you a double bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's, your favorite. So utilize that as your incentive. And with that being said, let us partake in a paramount discourse regarding money. Money, money, money. So money is a necessity, right? We need it. It's how we survive. And yet, in spite of its demand, the impact of money is surprisingly limited as it pertains to the human spirit, the human heart. And if you don't believe me, all I have to say is Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, Muhammad Ali, the truly one and only. But despite his remarkable legacy, he never earned as much in terms of the money when you compared him to the other great boxers throughout history from the past and present. Muhammad Ali never made as much, never earned as much monetarily. And yet his impact on the human spirit, the human heart, was unparalleled, unrivaled. I mean, his ability, Muhammad Ali's ability to inspire people, to motivate people to be the best version of themselves was priceless, simply amazing. Because the influence of the human spirit, the impact of the human heart will always, invariably, supersede the money. And if you're still not convinced, here's another name, Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg, my favorite filmmaker. E.T., Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, and we cannot forget Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and of course, Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan. The list goes on and on. He's a genius, a tour de force, a generational filmmaker, and a billionaire, a multi-billionaire to be precise. The man is rich, yes indeed, but in spite of his wealth, the impact of his money is still limited in comparison to his films. Let me explain. Even when he gives to charity, let's say he donates $10 million to his favorite charity, okay? That's huge. That's monumental, right? And very noble, very sincere, very altruistic. And yet, the impact of that money is more or less surface level. It's very external if you compare it to all of his movies, the magic of his movies, like E.T. or Schindler's List. Those movies, those particular films, they touch your heart, your soul. It's like religious, you know what I mean? The experience of watching a film by Steven Spielberg can be very spiritual, very enlightening. And so my point is this. Too many people in our society, our global society, place too much value on the impact of money, the power of money. Yes, money is great, without a question. It definitely helps us, right? No one denies that. There's no argument there. However, like I had previously stated, the impact of money is ultimately surface level. It's limited. It is external in terms of the spirit, the soul, the heart. In fact, one could argue that it's very similar to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, okay? At the very bottom of this pyramid, okay, this model is the most basic rudimentary level, which is connected to your physiological needs, like your need for water, your need for food, shelter, safety. And money will ensure that, right? The money will provide you with those basic needs, those physical, external needs, which is important. It's very significant. But at the top, at the very top of this pyramid, regarding Maslow's hierarchy of needs, is this concept of self-actualization. One more time. Self-actualization. And trust me, it takes more than money, a lot more than money, to fulfill this need, this intangible, essential need. Let me put it this way. You don't have to be wealthy or super rich to have an impact on culture, okay? It's not like the world. Like I've said before, you can't change the world. I repeat, you cannot change the world. But in terms of culture, your impact can deeply, deeply resonate with other people. Because culture is the greatest influencer, period, right? Period. And what is culture? It's our attitudes, our social norms, our daily practices. It's our beliefs, our customs, traditions, rule governing behaviors. It's basically our way of life, okay? And when you tap into that, when you've hit a cultural nerve, you will become a game changer, a difference maker in somebody's life. Because you touch their heart, their soul, their essence, and money, mind you. The money had nothing to do with it. Nothing. Just ask yourself, was Gandhi a billionaire? Mohandas Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi? Was he a billionaire? No, but he transformed our culture. Was Nelson Mandela a billionaire? No, but he transformed our culture. Was Abraham Lincoln or Martin Luther King Jr. multi-billionaires? No, but they definitely changed the culture. And don't get me wrong, do not misconstrue my words. I'm not against money, okay? Let me say that one more time. I am not against money. I do appreciate it. In fact, I like the finer things in life. I enjoy the finer things in life. And if you do become wealthy, if a person happens to become super wealthy along the way, that's wonderful. Okay, it's marvelous. It's a bonus, man. It's like icing on the cake. Like Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, or Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, or Charles Darwin and Jane Goodall. Who else? Noam Chomsky, Howard Zinn, Arundhati Roy, Malala Yousafzai. Even the Beatles, Paul McCartney and John Lennon. And I have to mention Audrey Hepburn, the one-of-a-kind Audrey Hepburn, whose cultural impact was so immense. The same with Chanel, as in Coco Chanel, right? These people, these individuals may have been wealthy as a natural outcome of their talent, but their impact on culture was by virtue of their integrity, their indomitable courage, their compassion. And with that being said, if you're a bus driver, or a maid, a housekeeper at a hotel, or a cashier at a grocery store, or a security guard working the night shift, you can still contribute to the common good, the highest good, by way of culture, through your integrity, your kindness, your sensibility to do the right thing. And somebody out there who enters your orbit will personally benefit from your cultural impact. And if you still don't believe me, examine the Buddha or Jesus Christ, who were seemingly ordinary on the surface, but beneath the surface, beneath the facade, the pedestrian facade, was a force of nature that produced a cultural impact that was, dare I say, epic, seismic, gargantuan, behemoth, whatever superlative you want to use.